Sure. Go ahead, do that.
Sending the stream out. So.
NC Tractor Farm Supply. Yeah, NC Tractor. Have you got audio from us, Raphael?
What should we getting?
I don't know. Can you still hear me, Tom? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Send receive external. Maybe that
Oh, I got something.
Is that it? Is that the audio we need? You still hear me, Tom? Okay. Just hold on. Let me. Oh, you know what? Did that help any, Raphael? I turned the volume up on the source select here. It seems to be metering a little better, don't it?
It's online?
Huh?
Yeah.
Can you hear us? I mean, can you hear me?
I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, you got to log in.
Okay.
Trying to get it going on our website.
I can't monitor this.
Are we live, Raphael? Yes, we are. Oh Lord! Got some big white dude sitting there. I don't think we're getting. I think we're getting camera audio or microphone audio.
I shut that off. Maybe it's delayed.
I think we're getting camera audio or microphone audio.
Off. Maybe it's delayed.
Yeah, Tom, you go ahead and lock us on the board if you want to. Camera audio.
Morse code signal this morning. We are on the air live, coming to you from NC Tractor. Whoops, something happened there. Am I still on the air? Somebody shoot up a flare and let me know I'm on the air. Okay, we're good. That marks the beginning of my program, Gilbert Talks Taxes, because as we all know, taxation with representation hasn't been such a good idea either. Okay, so we are live. And we are live, right? Todd, tell me that we're live. We are live at NC Tractor and Farm Supply, right across the street from the Dollar General. So the Dollar General has now become the landmark. Here, we've got an exciting program. We're running a little late. We got off to a little bit of a late start here, but you guys did a fantastic job pulling this together as fast as you did. I'm getting a little feedback in my headset. That's why, but that's okay. Why am I getting feedback? Can anybody tell me what I'm getting? Just keep rolling. Just ignore the feedback. Okay, so we've got an exciting program. We've actually got a lot. Oh, that's much better. Thank you. Thank you. Todd is feverishly engineering. My engineer this morning, Todd, who's put this miracle together for us. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. We've got it all here. We've got Raphael with what's the trusted IT advisor. He is my IT. He's waving. This is the live stream. Those of you notice that we're not in the blue room today. We are here. www.wcab59.com. That is not a backdrop behind me. We are actually inside a bay here. I think there's a Massey Ferguson tractor here that they're going to work on. I think, Phil, I think the dinky pin is sheared on that one. I think you just replace that dinky pin and we'll be fine. There's actually zip tie holding the engine on. That is Farmer. Go look. There is zip ties holding the engine on. I think one of the zip ties broke free is what's wrong with that one. I just diagnosed the problem there. So they're going to be, yeah, there's some little panning there. You're seeing that tractor right there. Hopefully we're going to see them replace that zip tie in real time. That's probably what, a $500 repair? Changing that zip tie out? Okay, but we are live. Those of you, the weather was supposed to be 72 and sunny. So I don't know if we put the wrong zip code in when we were looking it up or what. But it is not. That's what they're seeing live? That is fantastic. He does. Trusted IT advisor, right there. What's your telephone number for those of you that want this kind of technology at their work? 828-414-4212. 4212. This is fantastic. Now, if you think that's something, okay, if you think that's impressive, we've got Tim. He's going to be flying his drone. We're going to have, he's going to be maybe flying his drone. Well, we've only got electrical wires, wind, and rain. What could possibly go wrong? Have Tim, he's going to be flying his drone. Now, Tim is a photographer, professional photographer. He mostly does large aerial landscapes. He works for a lot of real estate agents. I might be able to get him in here later to say hi to everybody, but he is going to be flying his drone over and give us a real time, and we're going to be streaming that real-time live feed on the drone.
Did you actually figure out how to get this stream?
Rafael did. IT trusted advisor, right there. They got it to work. I got my feet all around all these cables. It's raining. Is that okay? Okay. Well, my hair does look fabulous. Lou went to Robin yesterday. No, Todd, you can't join our contest. We're going to see whose hair looks more fabulous, but I got the picture from Lou. Yeah. Hey, good morning. Get you one of them Massey Fergusons over there. Buy you one of them.
I'm a Ford man.
Oh, let's not say, can we dub that out? Can we dub that out? He said he was a Ford man. Ford still make tractors?
Apparently.
I thought it was only Massey Ferguson's. I thought that was it. He's got a bush hog hat though. That'll count. So stop on in. We're open. We've got coffee. We've got cookies. We've got, what else do we have?
Beautiful lady serving it.
We've got homemade muffins. We've got our staff here. And are we going to file any tax returns live on the air? That would have been a good idea. So the program is Gilbert Talks Taxes. The Massey Ferguson cookies made it. We've got Massey Ferguson cookies, and we've got chocolate tractors. Did somebody give Phil his? Okay, as soon as Phil comes out, Emily's children made little Phil cookies. Do they look like Phil? They look like Phil with overalls on and with Donald Trump hair. But that's what it looks like. I'm sorry. I looked and I said, oh, these are nice Donald Trump cookies. She said, that's supposed to be Phil. So, okay. So we're going to do that. Did you get you something to eat there? He's a growing boy. Feed him. Okay, good. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to talk about taxes at some point. Let me talk about taxes. Where are we, Todd? I've got the time. Okay, we've got 4 minutes till we take a break. Because we're going to stay on schedule here. So we are live. I've mentioned that several times. From NC Tractor and Farm Supply. Across the street from the Dollar General. What is the address here? Does anybody know? It's the only Massey Ferguson dealer right here. So we're having Customer Appreciation Day today. April 16th. Now, yesterday was, normally April 15th is the last day to file your tax return. But because yesterday was a holiday, a federal holiday, federal government was shut down, some state governments were shut down, many state governments were shut down, they extended the filing date till Monday, April 18th. So you have till Monday, April 18th, to either file your tax return or extend. So probably 600 or 700 people didn't get the memo because they were calling me yesterday wanting to run in and file their tax return. But no, we have till Monday. Tim, you gonna take some pictures here? Thank you. Tim, our photographer, is taking some pictures. Tim, I've already given you a shameless plug. I've already plugged you. Your photography. You do large land aerial photography. You don't do weddings and you don't do babies. I told them that. No weddings, no babies. You're a commercial photographer. Got it. Are we gonna be able to get that drone? Are we gonna be able to, yeah, don't run Karen over. We need her. Are we gonna be able to run that drone today, you think?
We're going to try if the rain will stop for a minute.
All we have rain, electrical wires, and wind. What could go wrong, Tim? Nothing.
The FAA could drive by and see me fly.
The FAA could drive by, because you have to be FAA licensed to fly that thing, don't you?
For commercial purposes.
For commercial purposes, and you do it for commercial purposes. Well, we're going to hold on to you, Tim, that we get that thing up in the air, and I mean, I don't see what could go wrong. Okay, let me get back to taxation. Thank you, Tim. Let me get back to taxation. So we have Monday, the 18th. You have till midnight on Monday to file your tax return. And that's pretty much it. If you haven't gotten it pulled together by now, the best I can do for you is an extension. So we file an extension, and you have till October 15th then to get that tax return filed. We're not going to slow up, though. We are working Monday. We're going to work right up probably till the 11th hour, filing tax returns, and then we go right back at it, and we're just going to keep working straight through. Because the next big deadline is May 15th for not-for-profits, Form 990s, all your charities that file Form 990. Those are due May 15th. Now, if you send it, if you pay estimated taxes, your first estimated tax payment for 2022 is also due April 18th on Monday. So you can either get that in the mail, and if you're going to mail a check, I recommend you spend that extra $4 or $5 and send that thing certified mail. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. We're going to take a real quick break here. And what is the temperature out there, you think? It's nippy.
So I'm going to take a break. We're going to take a real quick break here.
What is it, Todd? Todd, our official weatherman here, looking at it. We're at
50 degrees.
It's 50 degrees. April 16th, 50 degrees, and it's raining. Okay. I'm glad we did this, though. We're out in the studio. We're here. We're eating cookies and drinking coffee. Hey, this is great. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB, AM 590, FM 100.9.
This is great. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Who's doing the commercials? Oh, Tom's back at the studio.
FM 100.9.
I want to tell you about another great local business, Forest City Concrete and Grading.
Okay.
Call Sean at
Gilbert's doing a live show. Gilbert's doing the commercials. Gilbert's doing it all.
Gilbert does it all right here at WCAB.
He can do your job from
Hey, Stephanie is here. Everybody's here.
That's
Look at
Forest City
this.
Concrete and
Get you one of them Phil cookies over there, the Massey Ferguson tractor. Aaron stopped by. The law's here, everybody. Shape up, everybody. We're live. Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB, AM 590, FM 100.9. The program is Gilbert Talks Taxes, Gilbert Talks Tractors, Gilbert Talks whatever Gilbert needs to talk about. Get you in there, Aaron, say hi to Phil, and then buy you a tractor. He's got some good deals. I'm hoping to get me one of them this year. I really am. For my vast 2-acre estate. I need a. All these electrical wires are tangled around my feet. Is that okay? There's a little puddle of water here. Is that it'll be okay. It's only electricity. We're live on the air at NC Tractor and Farm Supply. My entire staff is here, by the way. Everybody's here. Madeline, Lynn, Stephania, Christy. The only one missing is Emily. Did she sleep in this morning?
My entire staff is here, by the way.
And Ann is coming too. We have the host staff here. If anybody's here, we're here. Todd's here. Karen, everybody, Rafael, Tim, we have got, it takes that many people to put this on. I've become like a major production.
People think I do it by myself.
People think you do it by yourself at the studio. They have no idea. People have no idea what's involved in doing this. Now, we're live here, NC Tractor and Farm Supply, Customer Appreciation Day, April 16th. You're going to stay here for another 2 hours?
We're going to be here till 12.
You're going to be here till 12. So 3 hours. So 3 hours of live broadcasting. Is Jim going to come by? He is. I'm good, because I need to talk to Jim. Jim and I need to have a conversation.
3 hours of live broadcasting.
He was supposed to phone ahead and take care of this weather problem. Okay. You got it. Now, so I talked about the deadlines. We got a lot of deadlines coming up.
Take care of this weather problem.
But like I said, the last deadline is April 18th. Now, what's really interesting
I talked about the deadline.
about this, I'm going to actually wait for Emily to get here. Let me know when she comes, because I'm going to talk about the history of enrolled agents. Emily just became an enrolled agent, so now there are 2 enrolled agents. And I've got the history of enrolled agents, which I think is really interesting, because the act that created enrolled agents actually came out of a farming act.
Which I think is really
It was actually to help farmers that enrolled agents were created. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to Phil and Massey Ferguson tractors. Because it goes back to 1884, if you can believe that. 1884. And actually it goes back to the roots of it are the Civil War. But I used to, and I talked about this one time before. Huh? Somebody's buying a tractor over there. Good. Dude, we need a little cash register sound. Every time somebody buys a tractor. Hey, those Massey Ferguson things are absolutely beautiful. I think this is the man getting set up here for the hot dogs. He's already got a Massey Ferguson hat on. Yeah, there's going to be hot dogs. What else are they going to have here?
Giveaway. I know they're going to give away some things.
We're going to be giving away hats, t-shirts. We're giving away cookies and all kinds of stuff. And all our people that come by. This is the place to be. Not gonna be. What are you talking about? It is at 8:21 on Saturday, April 16th. Where else would you want to be on it? Okay, so I'm going to wait for Emily to talk about the history of enrolled agents. And it's really interesting. I've actually researched this a little bit. Let me talk about this. I'm going to talk about what's going on with the IRS, because it's not good. What's going on with the IRS? You remember last week I talked about our girl at the Taxpayer Advocate Service. How she was just doing a fantastic job. She called out the IRS, said they must implement, and it was a suggestion, but she put it as a directive. So when the Taxpayer Advocate Service issues a directive to the IRS by law, they have to respond. And her directive is that all mail-in forms to the IRS now be barcoded so they get processed immediately. And the IRS is supposed to implement the system. And the IRS has to respond by mail. So what's happening right now, as of April 11th, and these are real-time numbers out of Taxpayers Advocate, and there's several watchdog groups that actually watch the IRS. One of them is Ministry Watch, and I'm going to give them credit. Shannon Kurthrell over there at Ministry Watch actually keeps an eye on the IRS for not-for-profits and charities and Form 990 filers, especially Christian ministries. That's kind of her little thing there, and she's always watching the IRS and wants to know how things are going to affect Christian ministries. So we're 11 weeks into tax season. Millions of tax returns and filings are still backlogged. Now remember, I said last week, according to Taxpayer Advocate, there are 15 million tax returns, paper-filed tax returns that have still not been processed. 15 million. Let me let that number, because people go, it's only 15 million. It's a small number when you say 15, but remember that it's a 15 with 6 zeros after it. Okay? 15 million. And I think about 12 million of them are clients of mine. Because people are calling me all the time. What is happening with that tax return? And these are 2019 and 2020 tax returns that were filed in. Remember, right now what we're filing is 2021 tax returns. For tax year 2021, last year that we're filing now. So that's not even counting what's been filed for 2021, which normally ballpark number is that gets paper filed every year. It's somewhere around 1.3 million, 1.4 million, and then you have another 3.8 to 4 million amended returns. So every year you add another, just to use round numbers, 5.5 million, 5 to 5.5 million tax returns on top of the digital filing, the e-filing, the electrical filings. So the pile just keeps growing. But Ministry Watch is watching it for the 90s. So right now, where the backlog stands at is 15 million tax returns. And to break that down, it's 9.6 million are individual and business returns. 1.3 million that are unclassified. I don't know why. How do you not classify 1.3 million of something? But there's 1.3 million unclassified tax returns and 3.8 million amended returns just sitting there waiting to be filed. And if you're a person, you're a business person, or you're an individual waiting for a refund, this directly impacts you. And with 250 million approximate tax returns filed every year, that's a huge number. We're looking at almost, I don't know, somebody with a calculator do math for me real quick. That's like 7%. 7% of the filing is just sitting there unopened. That's beyond unacceptable. Now, they don't know exactly how many of these affect non-for-profits or tax-exempt, as we call them, but they're saying that number is really big. And why is that important for not-for-profits? Well, transparency. The whole reason not-for-profits file a tax return is to, for instance, I went public with my tax return. Yeah, right. That's a lie. It's what they prepared to show you. Remember when the lady over at CNN with the big glasses, whatever her name is, she got a hold of Donald Trump's tax return. Remember that? That was major. She had Donald Trump's tax return, and she read through it. And you know what she found in Donald Trump's tax return? Absolutely nothing. Because he has an army of CPAs and EAs and people like me to prepare his tax return. And their tax return is going to be filed properly and accurately. Those are high-profile people's tax returns go through the mill at the IRS. So, but they make a big deal about it because it is private information. And whoever, by the way, released that tax return to that whatever that reporter was, that was major. They violated the law. It's a serious law. It's a privacy act, and that's not supposed to happen. But not-for-profits, their tax returns are public. When you're a 990, or you file Form 990, we call it a 990 filer, you're a 501c3 or any nonprofit organization, when you file that tax return, you can actually go on the IRS website, go to where it says charities and tax-exempt nonprofits, and I can pull that tax return up with all the information that's on it. It's there for everybody to see, going back for a long time. So that whole transparency is not there. And this matters because a lot of large donors and a lot of donors. Period. People who want to give money. Todd's making all kinds of signals here. I'm good. Okay, Todd. I'll just keep talking. Keep talking. Okay, Todd. Just keep talking. So a lot of these filers will actually look, go to the IRS website, they'll look, they'll want to make sure that this organization is for real, and this organization files a tax return, and how much money do they get, what do they do with their money, what kind of programs do they have. All that information is on that tax return. So this is really wreaking havoc on it. It's estimated that in our country, charitable religious contributions are around $131 billion. It's a major industry. It's major money that gets moved through what they call philanthropy. And 2020, by the way, was a big year. Estimated that number was estimated not just for religious. So I'm sorry, 131 billion for religious. Total U.S. charities, non-religious, which is social and your local not-for-profit dog rescue, all those that are non-religious. Total is 471 billion. 131 billion is for religious. They're saying it was the biggest year ever, and we have no way of tracking it. We don't know. So this has really become. There's a lot of issues, and we're going to be seeing more and more issues like this as time goes on. But the IRS is really in foul shape. I don't know no other way to say it. As far as their phone time, it's estimated they're answering 3% of the phone calls, and anybody that's had to call them knows they've held for hours, and then only to get a person answer the phone and tell you that their computer systems are down. That's happened to me probably 2-3 times a week. I'll finally get somebody on the phone, and then they can't verify me as the POA because their system won't let them, or they can't access the file I need, they can't access the transcript I need, they can't access the tax case I need because there's a computer glitch downstream somewhere. And it's usually downstream from where they are, and there's nothing they can do about it. So it's been a hard year there, but I'm sure after Aaron Collins, our taxpayer advocate, got into it, I'm sure things are going to straighten up right away. Todd, what do you think?
I believe so.
You believe so, Todd. Todd's optimistic like I am. Todd, let's take a break. It's 8:30. The program is Gilbert Talks Taxes, and we are live right here, WCAB, AM 590, FM 100.9.
It's 8:30. The program is Gilbert Talks Taxes, and we are live right here, WCAB, AM.
This is probably the hardest broadcast I've ever done.
This is Kimberly.
What's going on?
If you owe the IRS for prior years,
They weren't ready for us,
or
were
you
they?
have unfiled
They didn't think we were. Did they know we were coming?
call those national toll-free numbers. Affordable, secure,
And the guy with the pickup truck is in front of us like, does he realize that we're live on the air?
828-289-9300.
I'm sorry if we got in the way of your little hot dog stand.
For the IRS.
He's mad we're
Taxation is his specialty. He knows the latest laws to help you with
Can
your
I have a thingy bob? Thank you. And another thingy bob?
initial consultation are free.
One of them cinnamon rolls.
Oh,
Oh, water. Sure, I'll take water.
As we get ready for this year's tax season, there's one thought on everyone's mind. Will Gilbert's
I heard tires squealing and the sound of rubber. That must be Emily pulling in here.
Because I go to Robin Saunders
Does Emily have a microphone?
RSL Salon, where it's
Okay, Emily just got here. If you want to do the enrolled agent.
We will. I'll take some more coffee, please. Here, thank you.
Call Robin at 828-289-9110 because everyone deserves Solar Patio. I want to tell you about another great local business, Forest City Concrete and Grading.
She was great to
Call Sean at 828-447-5949. Sean is a licensed general contractor. He can do your job from site
I think it's going to clear up for you guys.
Forest City Concrete and Grading. Call Sean at 828-447-5949 and tell him Gilbert Talks Taxes sent you.
We are back on the air. We are live at NC Tractor and Farm Supply. Thank you, my staff, bringing me cinnamon rolls and coffee. Emily, slide right up here for a minute. We are live right here on a rainy, wet, and cold Saturday. Tim is evaluating the skies to see if he can get a drone up in the air. You think we can? There's a break in the clouds, I think, Tim. There's just wind and electrical wires.
Yeah.
And rain.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Trying to get a drone up in the air. How much is that drone again? 20,000?
No, this is the cheap one.
Oh, this is the cheap drone.
1,500.
The $1,500. Oh, it's disposable.
Yeah.
In these days. Sure. Okay. Tim's gonna try to get the drone up. We're gonna have a live feed. Those of you live streaming, there's Emily with me, right here. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are live. Those of you live streaming are wondering where's the Blue Room. They're live streaming on www.wcab59.com. This is not a fake backdrop. We are in a service bay, and they are fixing. Pan over to that, Rafael. Look at that sophisticated technology here. Pan over that tractor, right there. They're actually working on tractors. I think the dinky pin sheared on that one. Phil's gonna get on it and fix that right away. There's actually zip ties holding that motor. Look, go look. You think I'm making that up? There's actually zip ties. That is farmer engineering there at its finest. Let me tell you. Okay, so we're back here. Those of you live streaming, thank you very much. We're gonna get Phil over here pretty soon. We waited till you got here to give him. Are the children coming?
They're coming.
The children are coming. We're gonna give Phil his Farmer Phil cookie. We'll get him on the air here for that. But I wanted you here. Emily is an enrolled agent. How long have you been an enrolled agent now? 2 months? Has it been 2 months?
Yeah.
This tax season has just flown by. So you became an enrolled agent. So I think it's kind of interesting. Are you aware of the history of enrolled agents, other than what I've taught you?
Other than what you thought, like the Dead Horse Act?
Yeah, the Dead Horse Act. Okay, you are familiar with the Dead Horse Act. So I think it's appropriate that we're here in the bay of the Tractor Supply. So the history of enrolled agents. And this is where CPAs and tax attorneys kind of get a little not mad, but they get a little ruffled with me when I remind them that we were here first. And it's estimated there's 52 million. No, did I say 52 million? I'm sorry. Sorry. 52,000 of the millions of tax attorneys, CPAs. There's millions of them. There's only 52,000 enrolled agents. Now, the IRS doesn't publish an official number because it is private. It's private and considered private information, confidential information, that how many there are. But I heard in a reporting that was done through Taxpayer Advocate, they were talking about it, and they said they estimated, and their numbers are usually pretty good, estimated that there were 52,000 enrolled agents. So the history of the enrolled agents dates back to 1884. As Emily mentioned, it was actually called the Enabler Act. The Enabler Act of 1884, but it became known as the Horse Act, and actually in Congress, and there's a congressional record, I've seen it, it was referred to as the Dead Horse Act.
Because all of a sudden, everybody got dead horses.
Not only did they have dead horses, but I found this in a little historical tidbit. So Congress recognized the need to regulate individuals representing citizens with the Treasury Department about their claims against the United States. The act gave the Secretary of the Treasury the authority to regulate, that's the official explanation, give the authority to regulate who can represent individuals before the Treasury Department. So what happened is, we have that thing called the Civil War. And I have a biography of Sherman and I have a biography of Grant that I've read. And what happened is, and this is what most historians think, is the war's going nowhere. It's grinding down. It pretty much was a stalemate at several points in it. You know, we had Gettysburg, we had several other things happening. I think if you just replace that zip tie on that motor, I think it'll run. It's the zip tie holding the motor in place. Got it? Okay, I'll give you a bill for that advice later. They're working. Those of you live streaming, see, they're working behind me. They're going to start doing, I don't know what they're going to start doing, but they're really working. So the Civil War happens. It grinds down 5 years. Nothing's happening. And Sherman and Grant met at a tent, and Sherman told Grant, "We just need to do something drastic. It needs to be a scorched earth approach. I'm just going to kill everything in front of me." And I'm paraphrasing. He didn't care if it was horses, dogs, trees, railroad ties. He burnt it all. Everything. Literally a scorched earth. And what he did is, even Abraham Lincoln said, he's submerged somewhere. Where he's going to come up, I don't know. Because he literally broke off all contact with Washington. It was the only way he could do it. Because what happened is they tried several things, and then Abraham Lincoln, who really was a Christian man, was a humanitarian. You know, you've heard the stories. He prayed every night. You look at the pictures of before the Civil War and after the Civil War, and the man aged about 20 years, and he didn't want that to happen. He was trying to save as many lives as possible, and Grant and Sherman decided that was just going to stall this thing out forever. So he broke off all ties with D.C., and he did what he did. He headed for Atlanta, and from Atlanta to Savannah. So he destroyed everything in his path. I mean, literally, he burned crops, cut down trees, set houses on fire. They burned most of Atlanta down. And so when the war's over now, I think the quote was, "I'm going to make the South howl," is what he said. Yeah. So when the war is over, Congress now wants to go ahead and, reparations and all that. Those of you who know your Civil War history know about that and what happened in the South. So the Treasury Department tried to make it right. So they told the farmers, please bring us receipts and bills and stuff for your losses. So Southern farmers, being the very smart group of people that they were, realized that since Congress didn't want to see the actual dead horses, they just wanted a piece of paper telling them how many dead horses they had. They kept going to Washington with their receipts. And horses were the number one reason for the act, because horses were the tractors of the day. They were the everything. Everything was the horse and the steam engine. Horses were the number one reason for the act, and it seemed that most of the horses in the South, all of a sudden, were thoroughbreds. Okay? And the horses that weren't thoroughbreds were show horses. Okay? And to make matters worse, it wasn't just claims for horses, although that was the majority of what was claimed. There was also cattle, other livestock, chickens, and miraculously, any piece of junk laying around on the farm was all of a sudden a priceless heirloom. That was worth an incredible amount of money. Tim's taking pictures of assembly. Let's look at Tim there. Thank you so much. Tim Schlabach, professional photography. Those of you out there that need professional photography, this is your guy. Okay, timber used for log cabins was now milled black walnut. And any piece of pot metal was all of a sudden silver. Oh yeah. Oh, silver priceless heirlooms.
Oh, and rowboats were yachts.
Yeah. You've read some of the receipts, I see. Oh yeah. There was no rowboats in the South. They were all.
They had yachts.
They had yachts. They sure did. Because you can't go down the Pacolet River in anything but a yacht. I don't know if you knew that. So, and the claims got more and more ridiculous. What happened is Congress recognized that the persons making the claims were now no longer just farmers, but they were actually agents. And these agents would go down there and find these farmers, any farmer that might have a claim, and they would do the paperwork, get the farmer to sign off on it, and then for a 20%, 30% cut of the money they brought back to the farmers, they would go to Washington and represent these farmers. So it was that Nigerian prince that keeps calling you? His ancestors were the ones in the Civil War working with the farmers, Todd. That Nigerian prince that keeps promising you that money in your bank account? Yeah, he was actually...
14 million.
Huh?
14 million.
14 million. Well, Congress realized that they had bought more horses than there were in the South before the war. Actually, one historian whose record I read said that they figured that Congress bought, for every horse that actually existed in the United States, Congress paid for 3. So they decided they needed to do something.
So not much has changed.
Yeah, huh?
So not much has changed.
So not much has changed. The more things change, the more they stay the same, is I think the lesson we've learned. So the act was signed by what president, Emily?
Chester Arthur.
Chester Arthur. See, Emily knows her history. He signed the act, the Horse Act, the Dead Horse Act, or the Enabler Act. It's funny how the meaning of words changed. I don't think we'd call it the Enabler Act today. The Enabler Act of 1884. But the act was very important because it actually created a suitability check. So now you had to pass a criminal record, moral character, which part of your test was ethics. And part of the continuing ed we have to do every year, 2 hours of ethics. And do you think anybody in Washington takes those ethics classes that we have to take? Everybody said absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we have to take ethics exams. We have to pass. Now, it used to be, and you may not be aware of this. Todd, have I gone past my break time?
No, you got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes for a break. Okay, I don't have my clock on the wall here. So so the ethics exam. So the test used to be a 2-day exam. Now it's 3 exams that you schedule independently.
4 hours each.
4 hours each exam. Yeah, 12 hours. Oh, I remember my first one. It was grueling. It was absolutely grueling. So back in the 1880s, you didn't have to go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer, and I think we should get back to that because that may be part of the problem. I mean, when you look at look at Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln literally was in a one-room schoolhouse
Over in Boston.
over in Boston, okay, or in Kentucky. It depends what part of the country you live in. I think somebody in San Bernardino is claiming that he's from California. Okay, so it's but wherever he was from, it was a one-room schoolhouse, and he became president of the United States. Is maybe the education's the problem? I don't know. But back in the 1880s, all you had to do was take tests. There were no regulations. CPAs didn't even exist. Attorneys could practice just by taking a test. So for a long time, CPAs and tax attorneys had to pass the EA exam. So if you wanted to be a CPA and practice before the IRS, even if you were an accountant in your own state, you still had to take this exam to represent taxpayers before the IRS. And so did attorneys. That's why there's a whole branch of attorneys, attorney at law as they're called, attorneys that only practice tax law. And those guys still, all they do is practice before the IRS. But it was up until 1936 that they had to do that. And then it wasn't until 1965 that we had state regulation for CPAs and the bar regulations for that. So we were it. We were the foundation. And I always remind some CPAs that I was actually at a convention and for tax practitioners, and it's funny because every attorney that I met, because we had the little get together, the meet and greet they call it, and everybody's handing out their business cards. Every attorney would come up to me and hand me his business card and say, "I'm a tax attorney." Give me his business card. I'm a tax attorney. And his business card. And I asked the organizer later. I said, "Why does every attorney tell me I'm a tax attorney?" He goes, "Because they don't want you asking them about your DUI or your divorce or your because they don't do that kind of law. These guys are highly specialized." He goes, "Just like you, Gilbert. All you do is taxation. All they do is taxation." And so when we've become that, and interestingly enough, until recently. It was the American Society of CPAs that wrote the test, and they were accused of making our test harder. Okay, so here we are. We've gone full circle, and it was in 1994 that we could officially use EA.
Only in 94?
1994 that we could officially use. Well, because there was a lot of controversy about what initials you could put.
True designation.
Whether it was a true, well, we always knew it was a true designation, but and most guys didn't care. This is what we do taxation. I mean, you're going to come to us because of our tax knowledge, and doing a tax return is a skill. We've had how many people this year that have come that normally are TurboTax or online filers, and they've come and they've gone. I mean, I've heard it at least 10 times. I didn't even understand the questions they were asking me.
This year seems like it was a little too complicated.
A little too complicated. Well, it's good for you to jump into the deep water. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. We are going to go ahead and take a break. Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB, AM 590, FM 100.9.
We are going to go ahead and take a break.
Thank you.
Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB, AM 590, FM 100.9.
This is Gilbert. I want to tell you about Jesse James, the Railroad Express at 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. It's a great place. Jesse's a good friend of mine, and I encourage you to stop by and support him on Monday.
It looks like Donald Trump. It's supposed to be Phil.
Mustard, chili, and onions. When you go, tell him.
Somebody asked Phil to come by here. Is that Phil? There's Jim. There's Jim. Thank you for showing up at 8:45.
Okay, are you gonna do any of
Come
this?
to our new location.
You can do any of this?
I'm gonna do that last. Yes, that's the next thing I'm gonna do.
Do I need to get,
Go get Phil. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give this to him.
Whether you need specialty detailing for your car, RV, or boat, or window tint for your automobile, or
Do we have one more
home or
commercial
business,
after this?
we can help you. Voted best of Rutherford County for 11 straight years. You'll know you will get quality work at a good price.
Do we have
Stop
one
by
more
for
commercial after
appointment
this?
or call 828
Yeah, one more commercial after this?
8889. We're open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 1. This is Christy Carmo.
Morse code signal. Jim has joined us here. Tim is taking pictures. Rafael is engineering. We're in a bay here. They're overhauling something behind me. It doesn't get better than this. Live radio in America. Phil, come on over here. Phil, we got a gift for you. Thank you, Phil. Can you hear us? Yeah. Thank you for having us here. Those of you live streaming, that's Phil. Phil, Emily's children, which are going to be here shortly, made this for you. That is a Farmer Phil cookie. And I think it looks just like you if you had Donald Trump hair.
It's a straw hat.
Oh, it's a straw hat. Oh, they labored to make you that cookie, by the way. It looks just like you, doesn't it? Yeah. I think it looks great. So that is from them. Hey, thank you for having us. Everybody listening, come on down. You guys are going to be here till 12 o'clock, broadcasting live. Fantastic. Has it been a good year for you?
Very good year.
It's been a very good year. Can you get the tractors? Can you get the parts?
Well, slowly we'll get
It's been a challenge.
I want to thank all the customers for Rutherford County, Polk County, surrounding county.
Yes, we're thanking them. We're thanking them. Oh, Todd, we're getting feedback. We're good, Todd. You can kill it. Oh, good. Now I can hear again. It's Customer Appreciation Day here. Saturday, you come down. Phil wants to thank everybody. Those of you, he's had a great couple of years. We did this in 2019, your first year here, and then we couldn't do it the last couple of years. We just couldn't do it, but we're back. We had talked about making this an annual event back then, so we hope to do that again. Maybe we need to do it in the fall. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Phil's like maybe. He'll agree with anything right about now. Give everybody a raise, Phil. Maybe? Okay.
Oh, you started something.
I started something. By the way, I figured out what was wrong with that. Yeah, the zip ties holding the engine in, one of them's broken. Yeah, go look at it. There's zip ties holding that engine on there.
Like you're a mechanic.
Yeah, you didn't know I was a mechanic, did you? Put me to work here. I'll come here to work. Last time they were overhauling and doing a brake job right behind me. So have them feel free to start work. Okay, let's wrap up. How much time do we have left? 10 minutes? Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you for having us. How much time is left? Where's my engineers?
They're out there taking pictures.
They're all taking pictures in the rain. We got 10 minutes left. Okay, what are we going to talk about in 10 minutes, Emily? I've already talked about the IRS and their 15 million pieces of mail they haven't opened. I talked about the problems with not-for-profits, the charities. I've already talked about the EA Act, the Farmers Act, farmers in the South that actually created. So really, in an indirect way, we are standing here because of farmers. We are in business because of farmers. Thank you, all you farmers out there. Thank you. We thank you for our livelihood. Now, I talked about this in 2019. When I was a little boy in Chicago, actually I grew up in a suburb, which was a farming community. I was in DuPage County, which is right outside of the Cook County, which is where Chicago is. That's where I grew up. It was corn and soybean out there. We used to have a program on the radio. I'm sorry, well, he was on the radio, but he was on the television. At 5:30 in the morning, it was Orion Samuelson with the Farm Report. Jim, you ever, on WGN, you remember Orion Samuelson?
Oh, yes.
Orion Samuelson. You know, last time I looked him up, he was still alive.
Oh, really?
And still doing the Farm Report.
Wow.
So I was about 7, 8, 9 years old. So this was 40 years ago. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning to listen to his Farm Report. And Orion Samuelson would tell you to buy, you know, he would talk about pork bellies, and he'd talk about silage, and he would talk about crop prices. And I remember going to school and telling my teachers, y'all need to buy pork belly futures. Seriously, pork belly futures. They're gonna go up. Pork belly futures are like, Orion Samuelson said so. I didn't even know what I was talking about. And they're like, whoever says we need to buy pork belly futures. But I loved it. I used to watch him every morning, and he would actually be wearing a suit, and he'd be standing out in a field talking to some farmer, like up to his ankles in mud. And like out in Illinois, talking about, you know, and I remember the farmer, just like Philly. Yep.
We think it was mud.
We think it was. We're hoping it was mud. I think it was that silage stuff he was talking about. But that's what he would do. He wasn't just in a studio somewhere. He was out there with them, and I thought that was so neat. In his suit with like a microphone, and that was back before technology, so there was a microphone with like a 50-foot cable going to the back of some pickup truck with some broadcast equipment on it. And he'd be, I just thought that was just the most wonderful thing. And here I am, 50 years later,
Yep.
on the air doing this. So, do we have one more commercial, Todd? Did you tell me? No, we're done. Well, we've got 6 minutes left. We're done. We're done. Okay, so I want to start with all the thank yous. So this is the last program we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, I don't know. You heard Phil say we might do a fall program here.
It's usually when you pick back up, it's late fall.
It's late fall.
You want another 30 minutes?
Before the extension. No, I got to get back. I actually have to. Jim just has me to another 30 minutes. No, I need to get back to work. Jim, I actually have the day job. we have to get back to work. It's that extension thing. Oh, yeah. We're extending people today. We've got to get back. No, we've got a lot of tax returns to actually do, and that's a good segue though, right there. Let me thank everybody that came. I want to thank specifically, because I know they're listening, Becky, who brought us that delicious banana pudding. It was fresh and warm right out of the oven. She brought us that when she dropped off all her tax stuff. And when she came to pick up her tax stuff, we gave her back the empty casserole dish. We did clean it. We did clean it. And Becky, we want to thank you. We all enjoyed that banana pudding. I want to thank Rhonda for the coconut cream pie she brought us. Oh yeah, did you get any of that? No. Oh, okay. Okay, Rhonda, you're gonna have to bring another one.
Todd didn't either.
So Todd didn't either. Rhonda brought us the best coconut cream pie. And all of our faithful clients, those of you that keep coming back year after year, that trust us, you know, one of the things that God put on our heart when we first started this wasn't just a business. You know, when I went back to school and I finished my bachelor's, and I started doing tax returns because some people actually came to ask me to help them with a tax problem, and that's how this whole thing evolved in 1999. That's how this whole thing started. And I decided to I became an ERO, and I was processing tax returns, and then I was just doing business advice, business consulting, and then I ended up just helping people. And the thing that God spoke to me, to Christy, to us, was, if you take care of the people, I'll take care of you. And that's always been just what God had put in our hearts and what we have done. Take care of the people. You just take care of the people and help the people. So I want to thank all of you that keep coming back. Most of you are like family. You know, we don't just do your tax returns. We help you with all of life's problems, it seems like, because I think every problem you can imagine ends up on my desk. And we're just grateful for all of you. We want to thank our staff. And actually, our staff is here today. So I'm going to call them out. Roll call. Stephania, Christy, Lynn, Madeline, Ann. Am I missing anyone? Emily's right behind me. Am I missing anyone? Everybody's here. Now, all of you come down. Yay! I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you for letting us do the program. We really appreciate it. we started the program. It's hard to believe it's 8 years.
Wow.
It's 8 years, and it all started with me just wanting to get on there and talk and tell people that the IRS is not this big scary monster that you need to be afraid of, that if you just do things and
This balloon and blossomed all those years.
it's become. I'll never forget that first year when we had the housing bubble. The housing bubble burst, and that was part of the reason. Yeah. The housing bubble burst, and people that had lost their homes. This is really one of the things where I really started to help people is people lost their homes, and then the government gave money to all these banks. Even though the banks caused that housing bubble, the government gave them money. And then they took your house away, and then they gave you a 1099-C for like whatever your house was worth, $300,000, which now becomes taxable income. And people were getting letters from the IRS that they owed $95,000 to the IRS. I remember them showing up in my office like with their eyes just bugging out of their head. And what do I do? And we helped so many people with that. And that's, so it goes around. Tim is flying the drone. Okay, so everybody, oh. Lou, you did it again this year. We got to get that picture on the website. Tim is hovering. Just watch out for those electrical wires, Tim. That's okay. Rain, wind, and electrical wires. And the puddle here is gone. Great. I was worried about it. Yeah, it's just electricity. Look at that. So he's hovering. We've got a live feed. Oh, everybody wave at Tim. Everybody over there in the bay, wave. Everybody wave. You guys can't see it, but I can. It looks great. Look at this. We've got tables in all the bays. We've got food. We've got coffee. We've got somebody supposed to be serving hot dogs here real soon. It's a little early for hot dogs, but look at that. That is unbelievable. See, Jim, how come, see this kind of technology that we bring to the table? Huh? How about it? Next time.
That's why I like to hang around with you.
I know. You want to be just like me. I know, Jim. I know. By the way, I saw that sign you put up there. It's beautiful. I like that. Everybody told me about it. Did you see the WCAB sign? I'm like, no, what? I walked out there. It's great.
It's almost in your front door.
Almost in my front door. I know. We've got somebody in here buying a tractor. Get him a tractor, quick. Anybody driving a truck that nice? It's red too. Get him a matching tractor.
Have you told them about your new location yet?
No, I have not. Okay. Jim's letting the cat out of the bag. I have a new location. I haven't said it because I didn't want people showing up there. For those, no, but I'll talk about it. We actually haven't even put up a sign. So, those of you that have gone to Big Dave's have seen what used to be the Carter Bank and have wondered what's there at the Carter Bank. Something's going on there. Well, Carlson Farmers, the contractor, and Alliance Bank was kind enough to loan us that little bit of money we needed to go ahead and buy the building. And we've ended up completely remodeling it. We had to. We just ended up gutting it and redoing it. We're almost ready. We should be starting to see customers there in about another 2 or 3 weeks. But we are going to be at our new location in Forest City at 704 Oak Street in Forest City. That will be our third location. To better serve you. Well, it's this big staff I got. What do you think? You're live, Jerry. We got you in the drone. Look at that. This kind of technology you just don't find here in Rutherford County. I'm telling you, get you one of those Massey Ferguson. Is Phil fixing you up? You already got one. But you know you can have two. Bookends. I'll tell that story to somebody else. You figured out, okay, Jerry, okay, this is inside scoop here. Jerry's figured out how to make a small fortune in farming. How do you do that? Start out with a big fortune. Well, that's what I've heard. Somebody told me that. Actually, somebody told me one time, do you know how to make $1 million in farming? Start out with $2 million. Yeah, that's what that told me. Obviously, you didn't hear the history of enrolled agents. Farmers are a lot smarter than that, okay? Why do you think? I don't know a farmer yet that's made money. Yet they're in here lining up buying those Massey Ferguson tractors. Okay, Todd, let's go ahead. I'm going to turn it over to you. This has been Gilbert Talks Taxes. Again, everyone, thank you for listening. We will be back. We're going to be at our new location. I don't know when we'll be back, Jim. It'll be soon. Let us take a little break, a little summer break. We've got a few things we got to take care of, and then we're going to be fixing up the new location and wrapping up, and we'll be in there. Maybe we'll do the live broadcast from there.
We'll miss you.
I know you'll miss me. And you're going to get all the phone calls about next Saturday. They call the station every Saturday. Is Gilbert's not on the air? That's because last Saturday they didn't hear me say I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. Though we still are doing tax returns, and those of you that need us, give us a call. 828-289-9300. What happened? That live feed. Look at that live feed. We're hovering over. How high are you there, Tim? 20,000 feet? 30,000 feet? How high is he? 400 feet. Okay, well, it looked like he was higher. Have you seen that, Jim? Look at this live feed. Come here, look at this. Get Jim in here. Yeah, we're live feeding. We're live streaming.
Oh, wow.
Look at all those tractors he's got.
Yeah.
That is a sea of tractors over there. Aaron, are they going to get you on the air here and get you some talk time?
No, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
Maybe after 8 o'clock.
What are you doing, Jerry?
Look at this. Look at this live feed. Look at that.
That is awesome. That's clear.
That is super clear. Oh, this guy's the best. Am I still on the air?
Yeah.
Okay, this guy, Tim's, no, that's fine. Keep me on the air. This Tim's guy's the best. He does commercial real estate. Well, you know what's happening. Keep me on the air. You know what's happening right now. This is all Tim does is land photography for real estate. He also does thermal imaging for roofs and things for insurance companies. But what's happening now in real estate is people aren't even showing homes anymore. For one thing, I think I've talked to you about this before. For one thing, the crime. They don't want people going in these homes anymore because a lot of these, it was a setup. They were going to go there to case the place, come back and rob it. So now what they're doing is they're having a lot of really good photography, and people are buying homes on the internet sight unseen. And where a realtor would go in there with his phone or one of them $39 cameras and take a few pictures just to get it on the MLS because the actual sales happened when the people came and saw the house. Well, they're not doing that anymore. I mean, there are people, I've had clients sell homes sight unseen. So they're really doing a lot with this kind of photography, aerial shots, panoramas of the house. And Tim does all of that. Look at that.
It's a great shot.
Pick you one of them tractors out. The one I want one of them little 1725s over there. I need a tractor for my vast 2-acre estate.
He'll sell you one.
Oh, he will sell me one. Actually, I was hoping he'd give me one. I'm sorry. Where did sell get in the? Where did the word sell get in the conversation?
We need one to fly over your new office.
Hello. I think somebody. Hello. No. I want one of them little ones. Those right there. Them little ones right there. Oh yeah, those things are.
Little ones and awesome.
Yeah, but Christy doesn't want. My wife doesn't want me to get one. She's something about parking her car in the driveway. I don't know. Putting the tractor in the garage. I don't know. Something. I guess it's about priorities. Tell me when you want me off the air.
Anytime.
Todd. Okay, I'm turning it over to the studios. Tom, I didn't thank Tom and Lou back at the studios. They're handling things there. Okay, I'm turning it over back to you. Thank you for listening, everyone. This has been Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB, AM 590, FM 100.9. Okay, back to work, everybody.
Well done.
Woohoo!
something else. Are we done?
I'm off the air. That is really impressive.
I worked well. Yeah.
That is impressive. And that's not even that's not even his nicest drone. You've got another one that's,
Right, but this has got actually a better camera than the other one. The other one's just got an infrared camera.
yeah, that's the one you do for the insurance